Welcome, everyone. I hope you are doing well. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Maren, and I'm an international marketing specialist at the University of Tartu. And I'm happy to welcome you to the Alumni Talks 2023 event, and I will be your host today. Alumni Talks is our new series where our fantastic alumni share their story of studying at the University of Tartu and give a short lecture on a topic they chose. So today I am here with Frida, who has a bachelor's degree in science and technology. She graduated in 2020, and Frida will share her story of becoming an independent researcher in science and technology. And just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the webinar, please leave them to the Q&A box. We will address them at the end of the webinar. And if you have any technical difficulties, please write us in the chat box and we will try to help you resolve them. Also, we are recording today's talk and all participants will receive a recording after the webinar. But now, without further ado, I would like to give a floor to our presenters, Frida. So if you are ready.
Thank you, Marianne. Just a second. Okay, let me share my screen. So, do you see my presentation?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. Today, I'm going to talk to you about my journey from a high school student to a researcher, which I am now. But first, let me introduce myself. I'm Frida. Originally, I'm from Kazakhstan, and for the past 5 years, I've been studying at the University of Tartu. I obtained bachelor's in science and technology, and then consequently completed master's in bioengineering. I love biology and everything connected to it, science and studying cells especially, but I also share this passion to graphic design and animations, which I developed through international competition, which I'm going to talk about a bit later. But it wasn't like this all the time. When I just graduated high school, I wasn't sure which direction of science I would like to choose and work on professionally, because I like so many subjects: chemistry, biology, mathematics, physics, and it's really hard for me to choose a professional direction. So I was really happy to see that science and technology program had several specializations, such as genetics and biotechnology, bioengineering and robotics, and chemistry and material sciences. And this specializations I didn't have to choose at the beginning. All the students study first 1.5 year foundational courses and are immersed in different practical courses, and only then they choose which specific direction they want to continue their studies in. So it was really awesome for me because I was having doubts, and this way I could choose it through my own experience. And the science and technology program on its own has very good practical foundation, and there's a lot of hands-on experience, especially during those 1.5 years. You carry out different lab projects, and you participate in different research. So it really opens up your skills and your knowledge about different spheres of science. And of course, it's impossible to document everything. So I just here collected a few moments from our practical courses, which there were many. I just mentioned a few of them here. That allowed me to develop skills in different fields and feel more confident in the lab. And through these practicals, I could choose which direction I like more. And one of the projects that I really liked was probably this lactose intolerance test, where basically we extracted our own DNA from saliva and tested on the PCR whether we have the tolerance to lactose or not. And it's fairly simple experiments and very easy to do, but just doing this basic science, I was really amazed by biology. And I think further on, I decided to continue my journey in the area of bioengineering. And these projects not only allow you to develop sets of skills needed for scientists, but they also introduce you to different laboratories at the University of Tartu. So you can actually look for a lab where you want to carry out your bachelor's thesis, or you want to work for a short internship. So it's a very nice introduction to research facilities as well. And yeah, it's fun and interesting. So really cool that they have these projects. And after this 3 semesters, I not only acquired multidisciplinary academic backgrounds in different sciences, but also I gained laboratory skills and could actually choose the direction or my specialization based on my experience, based on what I feel like enjoying more. So it is very nice. You are not just choosing your specialization based on what's popular or what seems cool, but you could actually choose it going through your own thoughts and experiences. Besides laboratory projects at the University of Tartu, all students of science and technology can participate in the International Genetically Engineered Machine Competition, which is basically the biggest synthetic biology. You can see how many teams there are, and these are only the teams that made it to the final presentation, just to represent their team, but the actual number of participants is much bigger, and you can actually spot our team right here in orange hoodies. So iGEM is the largest synthetic biology competition, and there are a lot of teams participating from all over the world, where they try to come up with some solutions to tackle the world's biggest problems. Every year, students work on their scientific projects on different aspects of this project, starting from the lab and carrying out important experiments, but also they involve different aspects of human resources and trying to educate the public about synthetic biology and about importance of it, as well as we build up our own websites and reach out to sponsors. So it's really a multi-side project that allows you to develop a wide range of skills, from laboratory skills to designing web pages and even editing videos and pitching. So it is a great opportunity for you as a first-year student to participate in it. And this competition actually finishes at this big event called Giant Jamboree, or now Grand Jamboree, which was before happening in Boston, but now relocated to Paris, France, where teams present their results and share it with the public. So our Estonia TUIT iGEM team is the only Estonian team participating in this competition, and we were quite successful throughout all these years, resulting in 3 silver and 3 gold medals. And as I mentioned already, only science and technology students can participate in the projects of this team. So it's very exclusive opportunity for you guys. And it's also very interesting and, of course, fun. You meet new people, you share ideas, you brainstorm, you work side by side, and yeah, it's amazing opportunity. And here I just wanted to briefly share one of our projects that we worked on. So in 2018, our team decided to tackle the problem of toxic sunscreens. So basically, many commercial sunscreens contain toxic compounds such as oxybenzone and octinoxate, which are toxic to the environment, to corals in particular. They cause bleaching and different endocrine disruptions. So we came up with an idea instead to use natural UV protecting compounds, mucosporine-like amino acids. And this way protects our ocean world. And we decided to produce these compounds in yeast and later on extract those and use them in a sunscreen. And it is very crucial because around 40,000 of sunscreen is washed into the ocean and seas every year. So it causes drastic effect on our environment and on our world. So with this idea, we try to protect the corals and also improve sunscreens, as mucosporine-like amino acids also had some anti-aging, anti-inflammatory, and anti-toxicity effects. So combine everything. This year, we took a completely different direction, going into space. As you know, space is quite harmful environments, and to protect ourselves from radiation, we need something. But in this case, we wanted to engineer cell factories that are resistant to harmful radiation of space. So this yeast would produce compound melanin that would protect them from radiation, and we could use those yeasts as cell factories in the future. So here is just a video of our website that you're free to check. It is very nicely designed, and there are a lot of cool features such as different dyslexia friendly, or you can translate our website to many different languages. And so, yeah, you can go on and check out the parts of our project that we worked on this year. And this project, this website was nominated for the best iGEM website. So very nice to receive that. So yeah, here is the moment when we learned that we got the gold medal. And we're really happy because we worked so hard all the summer, and it was nice that our expectations were met. And overall, during this exciting project, you can not only develop yourself in a very short time and develop valuable skills and work as a team and achieve many different milestones, but it's also a real life project. So you definitely will learn many sides of scientific projects and learn new skills important for an independent researcher. And of course, it is a time when you can make great friendships and meet people that will help you to further transition your through your journey. Yeah, here's just some moments from the Giant Jamboree. I think I collected a few years of of our participation in the iGEM, and here you can see 2018, I think. This is the newest, 2022, and they're all very exciting. Unfortunately, for 2 years, iGEM was online, so not this year. It was the first time from 2021 when it was offline, and you can actually meet people and give an offline presentation. So it is really a unique experience when you're there. And the other interesting and great opportunity for students is to participate in exchange. You can either go studying abroad, or you can carry out an internship in some institute and get an Erasmus scholarship for that. And that was actually an opportunity that I used during my master's, and I went to Netherlands Cancer Institute, where I continued to study the nature of cells, more specifically how cells can cope with DNA damage, and how that leads in some cases to cancer, and how we can improve anti-cancer therapies by learning more about DNA damage. And with all the skills I gained through all those projects and through iGEM, I felt quite confident during my internship by designing different experiments and setups to test hypotheses, to discuss this with my colleagues, and gaining new knowledge around this topic, and analyzing and presenting all of it to the research institute every week. So all the knowledge from the past helped me to be that researcher now, and translate my knowledge to the research that I carry out. And just a few words about research. I work with these amazing RP cells. That's how they look under microscope. This is how they look under fluorescent microscope. They have different fluorescent proteins tagged to them, and so you can visualize them better. And also the coding skills that I learned in Python and MATLAB allowed me to design, to code programs and algorithms that would detect those cells and speed up my analysis. So, and carry out experiments that people didn't even know how to set up, because I already had an experience here at the University of Tartu. Yeah, and overall my research there went quite successfully. I was able to independently carry out a new project, and this project is now served as a manuscript, and basically people will continue investigating this area of projects, and hopefully we'll find out some nice applications to anti-cancer therapies. And just to sum up again why I chose science and technology. First of all, it's a good quality of education. You are exposed to different areas of science. You acquire multidisciplinary foundational knowledge in natural and exact sciences. You only choose your specialization after first semester, meaning that you really have some time to think about, to try and to test. So it is very convenient for high school students, or like me, who don't know what exactly they want to study in the future, because I myself, for example, wanted to be a physicist, well, I was thinking to go towards physics when I graduated high school, but when I came here to science and technology, I was really amazed by biology and everything in this small world inside us. So I completely changed my opinion and moved on with the biology. And as you already saw, you can acquire a wide range of practical skills and also theoretical knowledge. There are a lot of different projects in this program that change every year. So every year, more and more exciting and new research is coming. So people are welcome to try and to see what they like. And it's very international program. Actually, I think in my year there were only 2 or 3 Estonian students, I think. So a lot of people from all over the world come here, and it makes it really fun and interesting because you always change your opinion, you always share, you discuss, and it's nice to communicate and collaborate together because you all have different perspective, and you can all combine it to create something great. And there are a lot of exchange programs and scholarships that you can apply to, and this really again makes you gives you a more unique set of experiences, and you can acquire new skills. And I think that's what important as a researcher, to have as diverse experience as possible, and not to be afraid to try something new, and to battle challenges even if it doesn't work, and it definitely won't work for the first time, so you will have to try again and again. And all of these are just a few points I found interesting and really valuable for me in this program. But I guess for everyone there will be more and more different points, but I encourage you to check out our website and see what kind of modules there are, what kind of projects and subjects there are. Maybe you find something even more interesting for yourself. And of course, when I came here, I really had little idea about Tartu and Estonia, because I come all the way from Kazakhstan, and to be honest, I didn't really know about Tartu before I started learning about the program. But to my surprise, Tartu is a very nice city for students. I'd even say perfect, because it's quite small, yet it's ambient and modern, well, in a way that you can do everything online. And almost everyone you meet on the streets will be a student, so it is really really nice to make connections and to meet new people. And of course, it's calm and small, but I think it's perfect for studying because everything is located quite closely. You can basically access everything by walking. Although my institute, well, the campus's Science and Technology Institute is located a bit far from the center, but it means like 30 minutes of walk, you're already there. So I would say everything is quite close, and everything is affordable. So as a student, it is really great. It's not so, you don't have so much to worry about. Everything is created for you. And this is just some nice view from above. Here you can see this lake where many students during summer like to chill and sunbathe, have a picnic, and just walk around. And it's, yeah, very beautiful city. And the University of Tartu itself belongs to the top 1% of the best universities in the world. So, of course, ranking is also important when you choose your university. And thankfully, University of Tartu is a very prestigious place to study. And when I only learned about the program and about Tartu, I also found out this website, virtual tour, where you could basically walk in the city virtually and look at the buildings and just at the places itself. For me, it was quite nice because I could check out some places I'm going to be spending most of my time, and how far they are from the dormitories or how they're located. So it is a very nice website where you can check everything, and I've heard that it recently was updated and even contains more information. So I encourage you to also go over it and check out the places in Tartu. And a few years ago, we filmed a mini vlog about life of science and technology students. And here's just a short piece of it. I show here 3 different buildings. This is the chemistry department, where you'll probably spend most of your time in these 3 departments in science and technology, chemistry, and physics building. And in general, everything is well equipped, and students are provided with the most up-to-date study environment and also facilities. So it is very convenient to carry out research in such modern and equipped laboratories. And this is just to show you how close they are located. I think 2 minutes of walk or something. Very nice. So once you're there, you can easily walk around and not be late to your lectures. If you want to check out this whole vlog, you can go to our YouTube channel, and it's st.unitartu, and check out the whole vlog and learn about our life in general. And of course, Tartu is a student city, so it offers many different opportunities for students, like participation in different organizations and different networks. And what I especially like about it is that every year before a semester begins, or in the beginning of semester, there are student days in Tartu where different activities take place, and you can actually meet many people and participate in many fun activities. And of course, it is always hard to participate in everything, but I try to do as much as possible during my studies. And during those days, I could meet new people and really have some fun before all the academical pressure begins. And you can also join many different networks and become an ambassador at the University of Tartu. So a lot of things to do. I think it's never boring, and you'll always find something that's going on in Tartu. So very nice city. And here's the final slide with all the credentials. And this is credential to our program director, Ilona Fausto. So if you further have any questions about the program, you can write to her. And these are all our credentials to YouTube, Instagram, which I encourage you to check, because we have many great videos about science and technology, about iGEM, and we have different songs. And many more. So you can check all those websites. And yeah, if you have any questions right now, I think you can ask me now. So thank you for listening, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much, Frida, for this exciting talk. You're correct. Now it is time for some questions from our audience. And just a reminder, everyone, please type your questions to the Q&A box. So I have some questions here, and the first one is that, is it possible to participate in iGEM competition as a second year or third year student, or is it only for the first year students?
Well, it is possible to participate as a second and third year student. I guess mostly first students are encouraged because they have no prior research experience, and it is actually a project which will help you to develop some that will help you further in your professional research. But you can participate during any year of your studies, and it's no problem. We had a team of different courses, and it all worked fine. But yeah, I think it is best to participate as soon as you start your studies, because then you can basically your advisors will teach you many things, and it's again very valuable before you complete your studies.
Okay, thank you. So the next one is that you have mentioned the possibilities of internships. Is it compulsory to conduct it during the study, and does the university help to find it?
Well, we don't have it is more optional parts, the internship in our program. So it's not necessary in order to complete your bachelor's to conduct an internship, well, except for the master, for your bachelor's thesis. Yeah. So for that, of course, you have to join the lab to carry out some research. But in other words, it's optional, but it's very encouraged. At the University of Tartu, I think there is a list of universities where you can go as an exchange student in order to spend a semester abroad and maybe learn more things. Or you can also find the institute that is interests you, or you think that you want to carry out your internship. And yeah, then you can apply for Erasmus scholarship, and they will cover all your expenses. So I think it is very nice that the university also supports this kind of exchanges. Yeah, so as I said, in order to find it, you go to the university websites, and there's a list of universities that are involved in this cooperation, so you can easily navigate around. But it's not only limited to those universities, of course. So yeah, you can find many interesting and nice opportunities.
Okay, thank you. So there's a question. Could you please tell us more about your bachelor's thesis and what was it about?
Yeah, so in my bachelor's thesis, I was studying cell cycle regulation. Basically, our bodies consists of cells, and they divide. But the processes that govern the division of cells, or how they are regulated, is not clearly understood. So my project was dedicated to understanding the cell cycle regulation, and how it's all activated or deactivated, and yeah, basically to design to design cell factories, or improve our fundamental understanding of cell cycle. I could go, of course, detail, but I guess the audience here is a bit general, so I would keep it to that. But yeah, I study cell cycle and phosphorylation of proteins.
Okay, so what would you like to achieve in your work? Is there a specific problem in the world you would like to solve?
Yeah, very nice question. I think my aims would always change depending on what's going on in the world. I mean, right now there are so many hot topics, but I'm at the moment interested in the biology of aging. And so with my background in cell cycle and DNA damage, I think it's a nice direction to move on. And I'm fascinated by the nature of cells, how everything on the molecular level is organized, and how everything is regulated. So I would like to use all my experiences I obtained in science and technology and bioengineering programs, all my knowledge that I gained through these years, and apply to my hopefully PhD journey, which I'm aiming to start soon, and to speed up the the discoveries in the field of aging.
Okay, thank you. So can you please say once again which specialization did you eventually choose and why? I guess you said it, but
yeah, so I chose bioengineering and robotics because I had many different practicals in synthetic biology, in molecular biology, and I found it amazing to work with different cells and to answer unknown questions, and just to immerse yourself in this world of biology, where everything is basically a hypothesis and you have to test it. So I also liked pipetting and working in the lab. So all of this made me choose bioengineering. But I think initially from high school, I actually wanted to go towards physics and mathematics because I like those subjects a lot. But that was in theory. And when I came to University of Tartu and I started working in the labs, I found more interesting to work in the field of biology. But that, of course, was for me. But I'm happy that I made that choice, and I'm enjoying my work now.
that is very good to hear. So the next question is, what is your research focus right now, and how has it changed throughout your studies and work?
Well, yes. So my research focus right now is to extend healthy aging. Well, I haven't started anything yet. I'm just looking for a PhD position, but the research that I'm interested is to extend healthy lifespan of humans. Basically, as we age, we accumulate many damaged cells, and those cells release so-called toxins to their neighboring cells, and they basically not destroy but harm our organism. And so as we age, we start to get many different diseases, and they are actually called age-associated diseases. So the idea there would be to eliminate those harmful cells, or maybe to stop them releasing those factors that harm our cells, and eventually stop progressing or development of diseases. But of course, this research is quite new, and still many things need to be studied before translating to humans. But I think it is something I feel passionate about at the moment, and I would be glad to see if people in their late stages of life wouldn't be complaining about their health and would be enjoying and having fun instead. So, yeah.
Well, that sounds very exciting.
Yeah.
Could you please tell a bit more about the facilities, for example, laboratories at the Science and Technology program, and in what lab did you spend the most of your time?
Yeah, so I myself worked in the laboratory of Mart Lock at the Institute of Technology, which specializes on cell cycle and multi-site relation. And it is a very nice lab to work in, very cool research going on. But facilities itself, I would say, are quite modern in all the institutes, chemistry, Institute of Technology or Physics, wherever I carried out my laboratory projects. I think everything was equipped and up to date, I would say. Moreover, every year, I think many like working environments and new technologies open up. So it is updated. For example, in the Institute of Technology recently, well, not recently, I think a year or two ago, they created a different study environment for students. So you could just come there downstairs, have some tea and work on your presentation or your writing assignments, and then go upstairs and finish some of your experiments. So it is a very nice balance of study environments and research facilities, I would say. And everything is quite up to date. I mean, compared to my experience in the Netherlands Cancer Institute and the facilities I saw even in MIT when we were there with iGEM, I would say that University of Tartu offers quite a nice environment.
Okay, thank you. Could you please tell us more about your exchange studies in the Netherlands at the Institute of Cancer?
Yes, so this I did during my master's, actually, but it was basically also through as a part of internship, which I just added to my master's degree and gained some study credits for that. But this internship was covered by the foundation here, the University of Tartu, but I also applied to Erasmus, which offered me quite some good financial support, but the other foundation offered me more, so I chose that instead. So basically everything financially was covered, my travels, all my expenses there. And when I went there, I could experience a different research environment, of course, challenge myself and learn a lot of new things, because it's basically a big and huge research that of people working on different aspects of cancer, from the level of cells to going to animal studies, like working on mice, and some even are now transitioning their studies to clinics, so to humans as well. And it was very nice for me to actually meet those researchers and learn about their approaches, about their research, things they want to change. And that actually also was a time when I formed my interests in aging that I want to study now. And yeah, there are a lot of different labs where you can carry out your research, like just on the computer, which is called dry lab, or in the laboratory itself, which is called wet lab. And my own research was focused on the DNA damage, because DNA damage is the most common anti-cancer treatment used nowadays. But this type of treatment is not specific enough, because by damaging DNA, we also kill our normal cells. And also many cancer cells, they evolve to escape DNA damage. So we would need to understand the process of DNA damage better in order to increase efficacy of treatments like chemotherapy. So I was focusing more on foundational level of this process, and Yes, understanding how molecules are interacting with each other and how we can use that knowledge to speed up and to increase our awareness of the process happening there. Hopefully, with the aim to improve the treatments. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So there's a question about summer holidays. How do students spend their time on summer holidays, and do they study all the time? I think it's from your perspective now.
Yeah. Well, I must say that on science and technology, you really study a lot. I haven't met a person that would say it's easy and chill. So mostly people actually go home for summer holidays or participate in iGEM, which I did. I participated, I think, 3 or 4 years in iGEM. Well, with some breaks in between, but overall, yeah, I would spend my summer with my teammates working on the project. But I think most people just go home or stay there and chill because it is very nice time in summer because the day is quite long and you can enjoy all the sun and just sunbathe and walk in Tartu when it's calm and very chill. So it's a very nice time to relax, reset yourself, write down new goals for your academical year, and maybe just travel because from Estonia you can travel to many different countries, which is what I did. Basically, traveled throughout Europe. Yeah, and just enjoy it because then the winter comes and you would have to survive the dark nights of
Yes,
studying. Yeah.
that's true. So I have a question for you. What do you know now that you wish you knew during your time at the University of Tartu?
Well, that's a very nice question. Um, yeah, I think I would say don't take too much as a student, meaning that when you come to the university, of course, you want to learn as much as possible. But sometimes taking too many courses will cause you much more stress. So I understand if you want to learn Italian, French, German on top of your mathematics, physics courses, but I would say to actually distribute your workload more or less evenly because it is getting harder and harder to manage all your curriculum activities with your subjects at the university. But I get it is more productive. Well, at least it was for me when I took even amounts of credits and then combined the research in the lab and other activities. This way, I felt more concentrated, not so stressed, but also felt very nice. Because many students come here and take like maximum, I think, 50 credits and then say, oh my God, this is so hard. But I mean, of course, it's hard if you take only maximum, but if you try to balance it all, not overload yourself, then you will do just great. Because subjects themselves can be, well, they are most of the times quite challenging, and you would have to invest quite some time into them to successfully complete them. So yeah, distribute your workload, and it will be all great.
Okay, so I think we have time for one last question, or maybe two. So I'm gonna ask you, what skills or knowledge did you learn throughout the program that you found the most useful in your career?
Yes, well, there are a lot of skills that I learned, but I think one of the important skill is to discuss and to be open to a scientific discussion, because sometimes well, most of the times you have very narrow perspective on the issue, and by discussing it with your colleagues, with other members of the team, you can actually see other aspects, or maybe hidden problems that you wouldn't notice or wouldn't think of, or different aspects of the projects. So discussion is a great way to facilitate your project, to just to learn maybe new perspectives. But also, of course, I gained a lot of skills in the lab that I use nowadays, and sometimes even people at the Netherlands Cancer Institute asked me for help because I was comfortable with many techniques, and I could teach them how to use this or that technique. So I had a very wide range of skills because the program is quite multidisciplinary. And I think we also have quite many presentations during the course. So it improves your pitching and your ability to deliver your ideas to different audiences. So I think, those are the three, my most favorite, but I think there are much more there still.
Okay, thank you. So one last question would be that what are you the most proud of from your experience in studying at the University of Tartu?
Wow, nice question. Well, of course, one would say that you're proud of your research or your achievements, like iGEM, your medals that you gained, and your scholarships that you obtained, which of course I also did. But I think most valuable is people and connections that I've made, all the friendships, all the people I've met and connected to. I think this is very nice because I'm still communicating to those people, learning from them every day, and still having this open minds about things, and not afraid of people judging or anything like this. So it is a great place to meet your friends, and especially the program, I think, is quite friendly. I mean, the program director would always help you with any issues, and we even call ourselves family, science technology family. So everyone would be very nice to help out if you have a problem or just want to talk, because sometimes it can be stressful. So I'm proud of the people I've met and connections I've made throughout these years. But of course, there is a there are limitless opportunities for you as a student to exchange, to carry out different internships, to participate in competitions, as you saw. So it really all depends on you, what goals you want to achieve, and whom you want to be in the future. So all the opportunities are in this program, I think.
Okay, great. Thank you. I believe we have covered all the questions from our audience. I would like to thank our presenter Frida once again for sharing her experience and for a great talk on an interesting topic. I think the research you're planning on aging seems very interesting, so I have to keep my eye on that in the future. And yes, so thanks to our audience for being with us today. And a few things before we wrap up. If you are a future student and planning to apply to science and technology program this year, the application period has already started and the deadline is on 15 April. And there is also going to be a virtual meeting with the program director where you can ask any questions you have regarding the program. We will send you all the information along with a recording of today's talk. And yes, so that's it. Thank you again to everybody. Thank you to Frida.
Thank you.
And yes, have a nice evening.
You too. Thank you for inviting. Thank you everyone for coming. And yeah, I hope it was interesting for you all.
Yes, it was. Thank you.
Great. Okay. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.